Hello and welcome to Raw Impact Online Yoga and Wellness. I'm Melissa from Red Dirt Yoga. Today we will be doing our 45-minute Hatha Flow. It's quite sleepy and overcloud here in Condobolin today, so it'll be nice to get a bit of movement into the day. Be quite a gentle, slow moving class. Focusing around feelings and how something, whether it be thoughts or music or a memory that can help lift a mood and change your thought processes. I was talking to a friend of mine not long ago, and she said that every morning in the car on her way to work, she listens to a song that she chooses every month that lifts her mood and gets her ready and pumped up for the day. I've actually taken it into my own daily life that when my mood is a little bit down or something has happened and I just need a little bit of a pep up, I play a song. It just happens to be "Wanna Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston, and it just changes the way that I see the day and lifts my mood to help increase the rest of my day and to just make that shift happen in how you see whatever it is that you've got in front of you for the rest of the day. I really encourage you, if you have a song or if you know a song that as soon as you hear it, you automatically feel like you just want to dance and get excited about life, I really encourage that you give it a go, whether it be, as I said, music, or it might be a memory or a thought, or maybe even a little mantra. Just having it in the back of your mind for those times when the world might seem a bit heavy, or you might just need that little shift in mood. It might only be a couple of seconds of that song that can just instantly change how your mood is in that moment in time. So just looking inward, I suppose, today to what can help change and lift your mood throughout your day. We will start today. I forgot my other little part. If you have any restrictions in movement, any injuries or tight areas, please listen to your body throughout the flow today, and really work with what you need to with each different pose. Another thing is, if you know where you're going throughout our flow, chaturangas, etc., please feel free to move ahead with your own breath, add any modifications or variations that you know of that you wish to add in. We will get started. So today we're going to start in a cross-legged seated position. Just easy legs, so however they feel, wherever it feels good for you to have them crossed. It might be one in front of the other, it might be one tucked underneath the other. Hands resting either facing down on your knees, maybe opening the palms to let in some light, let in some love. Maybe you'd like to rest them in your lap, hands together, hands apart. Lifting through the crown of the head, sitting up nice and tall, sit bones grounding into the ground, eyes closed if that feels okay. Just thinking about something that might work for you to help lift your mood or your emotion or your day when you might need it. Something to get that feeling of joy and happiness and excitement running through the body. maybe to change a thought process, or to send yourself some love, or help you get out of that funk that you might get in at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just something to help shift the moods, the emotions, the feelings. Lifting through the crown of the head, sitting up nice and tall. Just going to run through a 4-part breath here, square breathing as we call it, to help settle the nervous system and settle us into our mat. Really helping us to become a part of our mat, and to give yourself some time to really be present in this moment in time. So we're going to inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Just going through that 1 or 2 more times on your own. Really focusing on that breath, calming the mind, calming the nervous system, being present on your mat. When you're ready, bring that breath back to natural breathing. Still closing down the eyes if that feels okay. Inhale the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, sit a little taller as you reach those arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, lifting through the crown of the head. Arms reach all the way overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Sitting here for a moment. Thanking yourself for making it to your mat today. When you're ready, open the eyes, drop the hands, coming over into our tabletop position. Knees coming as wide as our mats, big toes attached, sinking down into our child's pose. Arms reaching out in front, forehead resting on the mat if that feels okay. Your bottom reaching for the heels. When you're ready, just coming up slightly Threading the right arm underneath that left armpit for a thread the needle variation. Pressing the left hand into the mat, the back of the right hand into the floor. Just putting a little twist into our child's pose. Stay here for the exhale. As you inhale, right hand unthreads, left arm threads under the right armpit. Resting that head down if it feels okay. Back of the left hand pressing into the ground. Stay for one more breath. And when you're ready, inhale, unthread the arms, sinking down into our child's pose. Sinking those hips down a little further towards the heels. Arms pressing, hands pressing into the mat if that feels okay. Otherwise, just letting the arms relax. Nice, steady breaths in and out through the nose. Counting the breath if you need to help settle the mind. On your next inhale, coming up onto the hands, onto all fours, hips stucking over the knees, shoulders stucking over the wrists. Moving through a few cat-cows here to warm up through the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Exhale, pull the belly in, tuck the head under, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, tuck the belly in, tuck the head under. Just running through 2 or 3 more here on your own with your own breath. When you're ready, finding a neutral spine, pushing through the hands, no doming through the shoulders, keeping everything nice and strong. Just give the hips a little windscreen wiper from side to side. If you feel a little tension down the sides of the thighs and the psoas, just stop there and put a little more pressure into that side. When you're ready, finding stillness. Tucking the toes under, coming up for our first downward facing dog. Hands come a handprint out the front. Lifting those hips high to the sky. Walking out the dog if that feels okay. Finding stillness. And when you're ready, exhaling the knees back down to your mat. Coming to sit in our hero's pose. Either feet untucked or for a really beautiful stretch through the feet, through the toes. Tucking those toes under and sitting down on the heels. Creating a little bit of tension through the feet. Hands hang heavy by your side, in your lap, into prayer. Closing down the eyes if that feels okay. Just being aware of your surroundings. When you're ready, inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale through heart center. Arms coming out in front. Wrapping the right arm underneath the left arm, coming up into our eagle arms. Maybe grabbing hold of one finger. Maybe the palms can touch. Lifting those hands towards the sky. Really stretching into the upper back, the shoulders. Lifting those hands as high as you can get them. Keep this gaze steady or close down the eyes if that feels okay. Nice steady inhales, nice steady exhales. Draw those shoulder blades down the back, shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, lift a little higher. And as you exhale, slowly unravel the hands, unravel the arms. Coming forward onto the fingertips and untucking the toes if they were tucked. Sitting down into our hero's pose. Eyes closed. Just feeling the difference after doing the first side of our eagle arms. When you're ready, tucking the toes back under if that feels okay. If that's too intense, please feel free to stay with the feet untucked. Arms coming out in front. This time, left arm comes under the right arm, wrapping around so that the palms connect. Maybe it's just a finger connecting. Maybe there's nothing connecting. However you can twist those arms and lift them up towards the sky, that's where you need to be today. Draw those shoulders down. Shoulder blades come down the back. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, the crown of the head. Reaching those fingertips towards the ceiling. Stay for one more breath. As you inhale, lift those hands a little higher. Exhale, slowly unravel everything. Coming onto the fingertips, untucking the toes, sitting back into our hero's pose. Closing down the eyes. Maybe feeling the rush of blood back to the feet. Maybe both sides of the upper body and arms feel the same now. Just noticing the difference. When you're ready, coming on into our tabletop. Running through one cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the head for cow. Exhale, cat, pull the belly in. When you're ready, coming up to meet me in downward facing dog. Hands come in hand, bring out in front, tuck the toes, lift those hips high to the sky. Pedal out the feet, find stillness, sway the hips, whatever feels good for you right in this moment. Shoulder blades drawing down the back. Neck and the heavier, hang heavy. Neck and the head, hang heavy. When you're ready, gazing forward, coming to the balls of the feet. Step, shuffle, jump, however you get to the front of your mat. Hang heavy in our forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Let the arms, the neck, the head hang heavy. Maybe add a little rock from side to side if that feels okay for you. Feeling a shift when your head is below the heart. Stay for one more breath. On your next inhale, inhale for a halfway lift. Fingertips to the floor or to the shins. Knees as bent as you need to, making sure that that back is nice and flat. Exhale forward, folding over those legs. Inhale one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slowly up to mountain. Shoulder roll at the top. Arms come all the way overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Standing up nice and tall. Grounding down through the feet. Inhale and exhale through the nose. When you're ready, opening up the eyes. Inhale the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, hands to the shins or to the floor. Exhale, bending through both knees, plant the hands down, stepping back to our low plank, so dropping the knees to the floor, lowering all the way down to the mat. Hands frame the rib cage, inhale for our cobra, locking the core on, exhale back to the mat. Inhale, use the muscles in the back and the core to help lift you a little higher. Exhale, back to the mat. This time our hands come on the outside of our mat. Inhale for our fierce cobra. Again, using those muscles through the legs, through the back, through the core. Exhale, back to the mat. One more time, inhale all the way up for our fierce cobra. Exhale, down to the floor. Hands come back to frame the rib cage. Pushing back however you get there to our downward facing dog. Finding stillness here. Find your breath. When you're ready, right leg lifts high to the sky. Coming into our scorpion tail. So bending that knee, trying to get that right heel to the left butt cheek. Opening up that hip. Inhale to our three-legged dog. Stepping it all the way through between the hands, shuffle it however you get it there. Dropping that left knee down to the floor, coming up to our low crescent lunge. Hands on the knee, if that's more accessible. Otherwise, hands coming all the way overhead, reaching through the crown of the head, through the tips of the fingers. Really pushing those hips forward and down towards your mat. Stay here for a few breaths. Using the exhale to deepen that pose, deepen the stretch through the hips. When you're ready, hands come to the mat. Plant the left hand onto the floor. Open up that right arm all the way to the sky for an easy twist. Exhale, coming onto the knife edge of the right foot, sending that left hip towards the floor, arm coming overhead or to the back of your mat. To make this a little stronger, pressing into that bottom foot if you can. Inhale that right arm back over. Plant the hand to the floor. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Pedal out those feet if that feels okay. Bringing those knees as wide as the mat. Big toes to touch. Sinking those hips down into our child pose. Catching that breath if you need to. Slowing it back down. Coming back to the breath. And when you're ready, inhaling all the way back up, meeting in downward facing dog. Bend through those knees as much as you need to. Pushing the chest back towards the shins. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, opening it into scorpion. So trying to reach the left heel towards the right butt cheek. Really opening through that hip. Inhale for three-legged dog. Exhale, step, shuffle. However you get that foot between the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Coming up for our low crescent lunge. Hands can come to that knee if that's more accessible for you. Knees stacked over the ankles. Arms overhead if you want to. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Shifting those hips forward with each exhale if you can. When you're ready, the hands come down to the mat. Plant the right hand onto the mat. Open up that left hand all the way to the sky. If this is enough, please stay here. Otherwise, coming onto the knife edge of that left foot, arms staying overhead or bringing that arm towards the back of your mat. Really getting right into that hip. Gaze follows the hand or keeping the neck neutral, whatever suits you today. When you're ready, bring that hand back to plant onto the floor. Lift the back knee, stepping back into our downward facing dog. Walking out your dog if you feel like it. Otherwise, just finding stillness, whatever your downward facing dog looks like. When you're ready, gazing forward, inhale to the balls of the toes, tiptoeing your feet, shuffling, jumping, however you get to the front of your mat, folding over those legs. Bending into the knees more so if you want to. Straightening the legs out if that feels better for you. When you're ready, slowly rocking the arms from one side to the other, coming all the way up into our mountain pose. Arms are the last to reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hands through heart center. Inhale for a halfway lift, wherever that is for you. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands to the mat. Stepping back into our downward facing dog. Stay here for one breath. And when you're ready, slowly bringing those hands all the way back to the feet. This time, wrapping our pointer and our middle finger around the toes, flaring those arms out to the side, bending through the elbows and really trying to intensify that stretch. Up through the back of the hamstrings. At the same time, trying to let the body, upper body, relax as much as possible. When you're ready, release the feet, release the hands, walking our hands all the way back out into our downward facing dog. When you're ready, step, hop, jump our feet to the outside of our hands, sitting down into our Malasana squat. So our feet are nice and wide and on about a 45-degree angle. Now, if you are struggling to come all the way down into your Malasana, please feel free to use the hands as a bit of a balance and a bit of an anchor to take a bit of pressure out of the legs. Otherwise, sinking down into our Malasana squat, nice and tall through the spine, lifting out through the crown of the head. Elbows are pressing into the crease of the legs where the knees bend to really open up those hips. Maybe adding a little rock from side to side if that feels okay. Close down the eyes for a little extra challenge. When you're ready, coming all the way down onto your bottom, feet flat on the floor, knees are bent. Just adding a little core work in here. So coming into our boat variations. So feet flat on the floor, knees are bent. Hands can be either behind the thighs, resting on the shins, on the knees, however it feels comfortable for you. Arms can be straight out in front, sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine still. Final variation, lifting those feet up the ground, using that core to help you balance in our boat pose. So please pick where you are at today, where you wish to stay for a count of 10, and we'll come into that variation. We'll stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll lower for 5, 4. Keep that core locked on. 2, 1. We'll rest on the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, inhaling back up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, Hands plant behind your back, coming all the way down. Legs come out as long as your mat, arms reaching over head, stretching those toes out, stretching those fingertips to the opposite sides of the room. Pull those knees all the way into the chest for a bear hug. Ensuring that the tailbone is reaching for the floor at the same time as pulling those knees into the chest. When you're ready, left leg lengthens all the way out. Right knee stays into the chest. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Keeping those toes pointed or flexed, whichever feels more comfortable for you, to create a little more power through those legs. When you're ready, letting that left hand come out to the side of the room. Pull that knee open to your right hand side and down. Just changing the position of where you will feel this. Stay here for one more breath. And when you're ready, bring that knee back into the center. Swap the hands over, coming into our supine twist. Right arm comes out to the side of the room. Left hand comes to the right knee, pulling it over to the left hand side. Hand can stay on that knee there if you want a little more pressure. Otherwise, just letting that knee fall wherever it needs to. Gaze floats over the right hand. You may feel a little adjustment in the back. Just let your body go to where it needs to go to today. When you're ready, coming back to lay our back flat on the mat. When you're ready, left knee comes into the chest, right leg comes straight, pulling that left knee in to the chest, as much as what feels good for you. Flexing or pointing the toes. Keeping that straight leg engaged, pulling that left knee in.
For his words he won't come around here. His eyes won't see.
When you're ready, right arm comes out as wide as the room. That left knee falls to the left hand side to open it out, as well as still pulling it in. Closing down the eyes if you haven't already, and it feels okay for you. Keeping that breath steady. When you're ready, bringing the right hand to the left knee, open the left arm out to the side of the room, bringing that left knee across the body for our supine twist. Again, either letting the knee fall or holding on to it for a little more pressure. Trying to keep the opposite shoulder grounded into the mat. Staying with the breath. Staying on the mat. Not letting that mind wander just yet. Giving yourselves the rest of this time just for you. When you're ready, rolling back over. Spine comes flat to the mat. Knees come up into the chest. Tuck up that head if you want to. Give yourself a nice big hug. Send yourself some love. And when you're ready, relax everything into Savasana. Arms come by the side, above the head, wherever feels comfortable. Legs fall flat to the mat, toes falling to the sides. Staying here and giving yourself the next few minutes to just be. Letting the breath come and go at a natural rhythm. If you have a little bit more time, please feel free to stay where you are. If you're ready, bringing some awareness back into the toes, back into the fingers, making that next inhale longer and deeper than the last. Bringing some awareness back into the body. When you're ready, rolling onto your right hand side for a few moments and coming up to meet me in a cross-legged seated position. Hands to heart center. Eyes closed down if that feels okay. Sending yourself some love today. Maybe giving a song, a thought or a memory, maybe a mantra a go to help lift your mood, your emotions, your thoughts, whenever you might need it. Thank you for joining me today. And together we say, Namaste.